This video is about breakout rooms. As host, you will have this button that says breakout rooms on your control panel, usually at the bottom of your screen. And if you click on it, you will get a pop-up that looks something like this: create breakout rooms. So you will see your number of participants. In this case, I only have 3 in this sample meeting. And then you can decide how many rooms you want them to be broken into. So you can see if I just put all 3 participants into one room, that would be 3 per room. But if I up it to 2 over here, that's 1 to 2 participants per room. So it's kind of nice that does the math for you. And if you don't care who is in what room together, you can just do it automatically and click on create rooms, and they will receive an invitation to join a breakout room. However, there are lots of times when you might want to do it manually. So you might want to put students into breakout rooms strategically. So in that case, you'd click manually, create rooms again, and then you would get another pop-up that looks something like this. So you can see when we left off, I had chosen 2 rooms, and so that's what it is giving me here. But if I want, I can always add more rooms. So once you click on the assign button next to any of those rooms, you will get a list of all the participants, and you can choose exactly which ones you want to go into that room just by checking the box. When you get down to breakout room 2, the ones that you've already put into 1 will be grayed out, so you'll just have the ones who haven't been assigned yet. You could also rename your groups if there is a reason to do that. So moving on, at the very bottom of this pop-up, you can see there's the options button. And if you click on options, you'll get a screen that looks like this. So most of these options are pretty self-explanatory. This one, move all participants into breakout rooms automatically. If you have that checked on most devices, participants would not get an invitation to join a room. They would just be moved automatically. However, I have noticed on some devices, like the Chromebook that I have, for example, the invitation still comes up. So just be cautious in using that. Allow participants to return to the main session at any time. You can just keep them in there if you have a student who keeps returning to the main room. But for most cases, you would want to allow them to return. If you are going to be involved in activity and you just want those breakout rooms to close automatically so you don't have to keep track of the time, you can set the number of minutes here and also click to get a notification. And then finally, when you click close all rooms, participants do not come back automatically. In this case, it'll give them, when you press close all rooms, it'll give them a 60-second timer before it brings them back. So if you want them to be brought back immediately, you could change this to 0 or 30 seconds or whatever you want. So those are some of your options. So after you assign everybody and click on open all rooms, like I said, in most cases, they're going to get that invitation to join breakout room number 1 or whatever. And their 2 choices are join now or later. So most students will press join now. However, there might be a student or 2 who wants to stay behind in the main room to ask a question. If that is the case, then once they're done asking the question, they will have a little breakout room icon at the bottom. They can click on that and get that invitation again to join the room. So once breakout rooms are in progress, you as the host will have this screen pop up, and you can see, okay, these 2 participants are in breakout room 1. This one has not joined yet. So you could click on, for example, this person who has not joined to get some options. Here we have maybe this person joined late. They haven't been even assigned to a room. So if you click on their name, you can choose whether to assign them to breakout room 1 or 2. If you click on the name of someone who has already joined, what this button will say instead is move to, and then you can move them to a different room. So, as I was mentioning, here is the close all rooms button, and depending on what you've done with your settings, they will typically get a 60-second warning before it brings them back to the main room. So this bar here shows what participants have when they are in the breakout room. So you can see they have the option to share their screen as long as you have enabled that as the host. they have the option to ask for help. And if they click this button, you will get a little pop up on your breakout rooms icon with a number, and then you can click on it and see who is asking for help, and you can go join that room. And then again, in the options, as long as you've given them this option, they can leave the room to go back to the main room. So those are some of the options that your participants have. I hope that this has been helpful.